Intimate experiences with the divine through contemplative practices. A common sentient series by Sacred Stories Publishing. The quieter you become, the more you're able to hear. Rumi. A time to choose. We find ourselves right now in the age of great transformation, one of the most consequential moments in human history. These are indeed the times that the great prophets and seers throughout the millennia have spoken about. Mankind has experienced and survived many eras of tremendous change, of course, yet with each turn of the spiral, the permutations become more amplified, as if there will be one final revolution of the cycle that turns it all around, so we can start anew once more. Om Shanti. When I turn my attention behind my eye, it's with the intention to expand my inner world, my inner light. But I have to check, am I open and willing to accept that I'm unlimited? Let's take a journey within to observe the level of our energy, to gauge where we are at this moment in time. Say, for example, I invite you to think about energy in the form of money. And if I would ask you if you have 9 cents in your name, would you say yes, and how would that feel? What about 90 cents? $9. Let's just say, are you worth $9? Do you have $9? Let's go to 90. Observe very slowly how the soul is feeling as it travels through energy, consciousness, energy awareness, capacity building. There's a big difference between 9 cents and $90. Let's see if we can go a little further. Do you possess $900? Whether it's in your bank account, credit card, savings. How does that feel? Do you believe you're worthy to have $9,000 in your possession? Somewhere in your life it's accessible to you. What if the energy of thought could attract that for you? From 9 cents of consciousness to 9,000, how much can you do with 9,000 versus with 9 cents. Now imagine just for a little bit, you possessed $90,000 at your access. It's all yours. What would you do? How would you feel? Do you believe that you could possess that? Let's keep climbing. 900,000. It's your value. It's what you're worth. It's what you can turn to. How is the soul feeling now? Is it stretching? Is anything holding you back to believe that you could attract or that you are worthy to be worth 900,000 just at this little moment in time? Let's expand our capacity some more. $9 million. Do you have access to it? Do you believe you're worthy of it? What would your thoughts be if you had $9 million versus 9 cents? Would you be a different person? What are the things that you would put your energy in if you had 9 million versus 9 cents? Now let's go a little bit higher. $90 million is at your access. What would you think? How would you see yourself knowing you are valued that much? From 9 cents to $90 million, what did you do to raise your value to that extent? Now let's go to $9 billion worth of energy is within you. Does the soul believe it? Does the soul feel it? Does the soul accept it? What would you do internally, knowing that you are valued that much? What would be your thoughts? What would be your words? What would be your choices? You are valued at $9 billion. Does the soul feel it? Does it embrace it? Or is it pushing it away and thinking that 9 cents was so much easier to maintain than 9 billion? Why this meditation experiment, I think, is so important. It actually helps us to distinguish where our limits are in life. As we continue to expand our capacity, our energies, then we're going to feel sometimes a resistance. And the resistance will give us 2 choices. Hold back, back down, go back to where you once were, or push through, push forward until you get to the destination. So imagine just for a moment, you've left the energy of consciousness from 9 cents, where a lot of people would have said in your gathering, oh, I've got 9 cents. A lot of people would say, I've got 90 cents. Maybe a lot of folks around you would have $9. Some would have 90, some would have 900. When you start to get to 9,000, less people. When you got to 90,000, less people were traveling with you. When you got to 9 million or 900,000, definitely less people, but also your energy was different. When you got to 9 million, how many people around you had the same energy? Then when you got to 90 million, it was different. And when you got to 9 billion, you were different. How many people were with you? The moral of this practice is, as you elevate yourself, you might sometimes find yourself a little bit alone on the journey, but you're really not. It is by elevating yourself that you can help so many people around you, because you're able to support a larger number of folks in your life than you were if you were only 9% vibrational frequency. So imagine vibrating from 9 cents to 9 billion energy levels, so to speak. How much of a difference that can make. Your meditations, your positive thinking, your ability to see the good in yourself and in others, your connection to the divine, all of it, essential steps for us to take to really expand our horizon and to become an instrument to be of greater service. So I just wanted to offer this very simple moment together, hoping that it has touched somebody in one way or the other. So let's take a moment of stillness together and keep your expanded consciousness in your awareness. And hold this moment of silence. Om Shanti. I wanted us to just start off with a meditation this morning. Welcome to the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museum, The Next Normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. That meditation was to help you to keep putting in the right thought processes in the mind so that you don't waste a single second of your life. Many of us are not aware that wasting time is so connected to the quality of our thoughts, or saving time is connected to the quality of our thoughts. A few months ago, I had a pretty major surgery, and I had to stay kind of in my recliner for 3 to 4 weeks, I believe. And for the 3 to 4 weeks, which the doctors had suggested that I don't move around too much, I never felt I wasted my time. I actually more felt a deeper, intimate relationship with the soul than I actually have ever throughout my whole spiritual life. And what I mean by that is to simply recline for 4 weeks and just be in my own thoughts. Friends and families would come and visit. I spoke less. It was time to share a moment of love, and then they would leave. I would get up, go to the loo, maybe go a little bit, get something to eat. But where were my thoughts? Was I complaining about my situation? Oh, I should keep going. Oh, why is this happening to me? For that, I was not only physically not doing anything, but now mentally I was even wasting my soul's power, my soul's energy. So I think it's really essential and important for us to begin to identify the power of thoughts and how they're connected to our every breath. You know, just a week ago or so, we lost our sister Gita, who was moved on to play another part. And when she took her final breath, what was that final thought? It was Baba, God, I'm coming to you. She didn't waste a breath. Whatever it was that she was seeing and going through at that moment, and those final thoughts, Baba, coming to you. When you wake up in the morning, what are you thinking? Do you run to your phone? Do you look at your social media? Do you talk to your spouse, your roommate, your children? Do you go and get a cup of coffee? What are you thinking? How are you using your time? How are you using your energy? First thing in the morning. Generally, you get up, and the first thought Baba has taught us in Raj Yoga, imagine that the soul is coming down from the soul world. If you're a Christian, you call it heaven. If you're Buddhist, it's called nirvana. If you're a Muslim, it's called Bahisht. If you're a Hindu, it's called Paramdham. When you wake up first thing in the morning and you open your eyes, I'm coming down from the world of silence, from God's home, from the soul world, from the home for the soul. I'm descending consciously back in my body, where I'm going to play out my karmas here. 1. And number 2, you sit up and you take a few breaths and you think about this. Today's my day of fortune. Another day for fortune. I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't know who we're going to meet. I don't know who will be served or who will serve me. Today's another day of fortune. Then you get out of the bed. If you have a spouse or a roommate, you tell them, good morning. If you want to go to the loo, you go to the loo, you look in the mirror. I like you. You're not so bad, you know. You have to keep looking in that mirror until you reach the final conclusion. I love what I see. Here. Not here. Here. I love what I see. I love you. I love who you are and what you're becoming. I like you. You see, you didn't waste a minute since you opened your eyes in the morning yet. And maybe it's been, 5-10 minutes so far from the morning. 5-10 minutes, what was the foundation that you were setting for the day? First, leaving the soul world of silence, God's womb. You consciously now are awakening for the day's event. This is my fortune. What is my day of fortune? Another day of fortune. If you're with a roommate or a spouse, good morning. Good morning. You go to the bathroom, the loo, you freshen up, you look in the mirror. You're not so bad, you know. I like you. I like you. I love you, actually. I like what you've become, and I'm even going to love what you're becoming. You wash your face, you brush your teeth, you go to the kitchen. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What do I have to do today? It should be connected to your goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, your inner goals and your outer goals. Many of us focus so much on our external goals that we've forgotten the inner ones. Do you know how many groups are working for peace, but the people within those groups from working for peace are peaceless? So in the same way, you have to check, what are your inner goals? What do you want internally? I want to become such a loving, pure-hearted human being that my heart is just completely clean. That's my inner goal. What's yours? In the teachings of Raj Yoga meditation, we're consistently reminded, don't you ever forget who you are. You're an immortal, eternal, infinite, spiritual, pure, peaceful, loving Atma, soul. Don't you forget that. You must keep remembering who you are. And when you're in that state of remembrance, then come to God. Remember God, the Supreme. Connect to that Supreme Being. And feel the vastness of how that love and purity and peace can expand through your personality. So important. So important. And the more you take your thoughts and your feelings, first starting with you being positive about yourself. I don't care what you're going through. Everyone's got something to deal with. I've got things I have to deal with. I've got relationships that I still want to be better. And even though I've tried, Situations have occurred. They're not inspiring confidence yet, but one day they will. Even if it's going to take 30 years, one day that relationship will turn around and become a friendly one. Sometimes my heart might not feel it. Maybe I just don't feel I have the energy for it right now, so I just step away from it. Maybe once in a while, I'll look at the negative situation and think about it from the lower vibrational level, but I'll catch myself and say, that's a waste of time. That's definitely making it worse anyway. Let me stop. I love that soul. I bless that soul. I really love that soul. In time, it'll work out. So whenever you use your thoughts for anything that's benevolent, kind, loving, constructive, peaceful, creative, innovative, if you're progressing, you're stepping out of the box and making whatever you have around you in your life better, that's saving time and energy. And because you've saved time and energy, you earn an interest, the interest of power, the interest of positivity, the interest of confidence, the interest of luck, the interest of bringing the right people into your life, the interest of you staying on track and not losing your focus. I've heard some friends tell me, after they retire, when they were working for 20, 30, 40 years in a job, they had a regimented program. But after they retired, they felt so much more busier because their timing wasn't in place. They had too much free time. They were wasting time. And so the biggest way that we're wasting our time is by having waste thoughts. Waste thoughts create waste decisions. Waste decisions eventually make us feel that we're going to regret something. We're going to feel like we are going to have guilt as a result of the decision. I didn't think it through. Waste thoughts create garbage, wastage. It needs to be thrown away. That's why it's called waste. Why do we keep waste thoughts? I am not good enough. What's wrong with me? This one's like that. This person's like this. The government, this, that. I don't have enough. It's such a... Okay, what do we want? Start to write it down very clearly. What do you think will give you joy or bliss? What would make your life feel like it's purposeful? Until you're clear, the universe can't bring it to you. God can't help you. So first and foremost, your inner world. What do you need? Secondly, externally, with your talents, your skills, your strengths, your qualities, and God with you, what can you do together to make the world a better place, to make your life better? Do you see the difference? If you use your time and your thoughts in a worthwhile way, you're going to feel like everything, the universe is going to have your back. Everything is going to walk and come in front of you to support you, not to push you down. And even if relationships get hard, situations, finances, health are not the way that you want them, it might be, that slingshot. When we were little kids, we used to hold a slingshot, and as far as you pulled back that string or that rubber, that's as far forward as that stone would go. So sometimes the challenges feel like they're moving us back, but they might be helping to propel us forward. I hope you enjoyed the show today, but I'd love to also find out what Chad would say about how do we save our thoughts and time. Possible? Let's take a look. Saving times and thoughts. Let me see that. Saving and organizing your thoughts can significantly improve productivity and mental clarity. Exactly. Prioritize your tasks. Identify your priorities. Set goals. Yes. Time management. Was that Pomodoro technique? Oh, okay, I've got to look that one up. Time blocking. Batch processing. Very good. Organizing your thoughts, journaling, mind mapping, note taking. Good. This is a big one. Minimize your distractions, digital detox. Create a focused workspace. Set boundaries, especially for those who are working at home. Automate and delegate. Automation tools you can use, delegate tasks. Stop trying to take everything on board for yourself. Regular review and reflections are important. Weekly review on how you're doing. Reflect on your productivity. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Watch the next normal. Use productivity tools, task management, calendar apps, healthy lifestyles, exercise regularly, eat a healthy food. I would recommend vegetarian. Get good sleep, and continuous learning and adaptation. Stay informed and adapt strategies to help you. So in other words, keep your thoughts really in alignment. When you go into who, what, why, when, this one, that one, and you focus too much on other people's business, you lose sight on your own business. So let's stop that. So let's take a look in the Avyak signal for today. And it's a beautiful one. Someone who has the attainment of elevated relationships and elevated connections, true love, and all types of prosperity and success is said to have the fortune of happiness. You have all of these 5 types of attainments. You have a relationship and a connection with God, the Eternal Father. You have attained the love of all relationships from the one above, and so you are also full of imperishable prosperity. Success is your birthright. Maintain the happiness of the fortune of this happiness you have. Wow. Wonderful. Wonderful. So thanks to all our friends that are online. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the next normal. Everyone's well. Remember, you can send us some topics that you'd like for me to cover. So Catalia, good morning. Kushali, Anita, Beth, Joanne, Tanika, thank you for recommended Mom to write that article. Barbara, Madhavi, Eb, Certified, Dinesh, Jyoti, Kambili, Shobha, Lily, Samantha, Yukti, Lolita, Deepak, Divya Baba. Thank you all so much for joining us this morning. And please, please keep yourselves happy. I know sometimes it gets tough, but it's still in your hands to keep yourselves okay and happy. I'm telling you. It's not somebody else's responsibility to make me happy. And don't let your ego get the best of you, huh? That you let somebody's behavior make you stop loving them. You know, have a little bit of a healthy ego. They are not more powerful than you that they will stop you from loving them. So you just keep pushing forward. And remember, in order to reduce your attachments, which really complicates our interpretation of our lives, practice loving everyone the same. Thank you so much for joining us, the Brahma Kumaris Next Normal. Hopefully I'll see you again really soon. Be really good to yourself. You've got to become your own best friend. Take care. Have you been feeling overwhelmed, stressed, out of balance lately? Do you crave for a pocket of peace and tranquility in your busy life, but you struggle to find the time or space? Then we have the perfect solution for you. Meditation on Wheels. It's an RV sanctuary traveling in the metropolitan Washington D.C. area, offering transformative meditation experiences. It's a movable oasis of calm at your doorstep. Book us today to come to your business, school, government space, or event. Why? We bring the calm to you. meditationonwheels.com